All right, guys, I'm back. April 20th. I got my home run plays for today. But before we get into that, let's recap yesterday. Bang! You got to love this, man. Hit 5 of 7 home runs on the day. Talked about in the previous video. Granted, the ones above the green line right there were the official plays. We had 4 official plays. 3 of the 4 hit. James Wood at plus 600. Fernando Tatis Jr. at plus 290. Jonathan Aranda at plus 400. And what the heck, Bryce Harper, you couldn't come through for us. Oh, you had the best weather game of the day. You know, I know it's not your fault. I watched a little bit of it. They didn't give you anything that you could actually hit. He was just being real cautious. Like I said, that netted a positive 1.19 units. Okay, you might be like, well, that's not a lot. Well, it is when you're only putting 1/10 of a unit on each one of these. We're playing it real safe early in the season, trying to, dip our toe in the water, get a feel for it. And as we build the bankroll up, we'll increase the unit sizes, right? So just like I said, 1/10 or 0.1 of a unit is all we put on these for how long? Basically every single one we've done this year. And like I said, 3.70 units gained on the season. Now, the players under the green line, 2 out of the 3 hit. That, like I said, we hit 5 of 7 home runs today that were talked about on the video yesterday. And it wasn't like, and I said these were like leans, but they weren't really leans. I explained, I said, it's a math game. You gotta, play a little conservative. If I put all these in, that means I needed to hit on more than one, which I didn't know we were going to do what we did. But I said to myself, these top 4 right here, if we hit one, as long as it wasn't Tatis, because he was a little low, like 290, he would have kind of been a break even if he only hit. But, if I added someone else in above, to 5th or 6th or 7th player, that's when we needed to have 2, at least 2, or, to be profitable. So, I'm just happy all around that, we're seeing the board well. I probably should have, taken the time. Didn't have much time today, but taking the time to kind of look at what we've done over the last few days and weeks. It seems like we're doing really well, kind of getting better. So, it's good. So, okay, enough with that, okay? Yeah, if you're only as good as the next day, that's how it works, okay? So, with that being said, here's my first matchup right here. I got 2 games that I want to, 2 players that I want to focus on. We'll get to the weather in a little bit, and that's the reason why I only have 2 plays. There's so many nasty games. All right, so the first match I'm looking at potentially Byron Buxton to hit a home run. We'll see what the odds are when they come out, okay? Taking on Grant Holmes versus right-handed batters. He gives up a 2.16 home run per 9 inning this year, an 11.9% barrel rate, and a 53% hard hit rate. So you might be like, if you're new here, you're like, what's a barrel percentage? It's basically a combination of a hard hit and a proper launch angle coming off the bat. So it's not really in stone. It's, typically it's at least a 95 miles per hour ball coming off the bat with a certain range, launch angle range. Now, once you get above 100 miles per hour, the range starts widening. So for every 1 mile an hour higher you go above 100, the launch angle range expands by like 3 degrees. So I like to say I'm looking for players that are hitting the ball really hard, 100 plus miles per hour. So that kind of gets you into that 25 to 35 degree launch angle, okay, that you want to be in. So that's what the significance of a barrel is. It basically, like I said, it's the proper launch angle and exit velocity, and it can change based on how fast and stuff like that. But he's giving up an 11.9% barrel rate. That's good because that equates to the potential for home runs. Byron Buxton checks all the boxes for me. Barrel percentage, ISO rate, hard hit, all that stuff that you want with a player to potentially, has a good chance to hit a home run. So let's look a little deeper here. Buxton, here's his numbers here. It might be too small on the screen, but he's had the last 7 games, 14 hard hits. And this does not have his latest game, which was on April 19th, where he hit 2 balls well over 100 miles per hour. He got a triple, and it registered at 107.3 miles per hour with an 18 degree launch angle, went almost 400 feet. I mean, that was close. The launch angle just had to be a little higher, maybe in the low to mid 20s, and that potentially could have been a home run. And then in that same game, 104.4 mile an hour ball at the exact same launch angle, 18 degrees. That one went 378 feet. So he's so close to hitting a home run. What he's doing, like I said, with all those hard hits in the last 7 games or 8 games, it would be 16 hard hits in 8 games, of which 14 of 16 were 100 plus miles per hour. When you get into that range, that launch angle spread, if you will, widens, and the opportunity for you to hit home runs increases, greatly. So, I mean, what else do I want to talk about here? That's about it. I mean, you could see what Buxton has done, if you can see on the screen, because it is small. I mean, he's just crushing the ball. And, the last thing I want to say is you can just see some of his hard hits. His launch angle on the one in the very top, 20. That's so close to being a home run. A 24, that could be a home run if the miles per hour off the bat was a little bit higher than 101.4. You look even further, 12. You have a 38, a 14, a 28. I can't see, it's so small on the screen. 22, a 40, and a 20. Those launch angles are right on the cusp of what you need for a home run. And with the right mix of Holmes and what he has done this year or has allowed, this could be the recipe for a home run. We'll see. I'll put it in the pinned comments, my official play. We'll see what the odds are for Buxton. Let's look at the pitch level data, if you will. That's what you want. I guess I'm going to call it that. Holmes, his number one pitch, the four-seam fastball, he throws almost 45% of the time. 11 at-bats, 4 hits, of which 2 were for home runs, a 364 batting average given up on his number one pitch, a hittable pitch. So, like I said, there's 4 hits and 2 of them were for home runs. You look at Buxton against the four-seam fastball, 20 at-bats, 6 hits, a home run off that pitch, a 300 batting average. Even the slider, he'll see 39% of the time. You can see the slider. 9 at-bats, 2 hits, a home run off of that one. So, love this opportunity here. Let's move on to my other player. I only have 2 today because there's a lot of nasty weather games. We'll get to the weather in a second. But let's move on to the next player. All right, next matchup. I'm looking to target Aaron Judge. I know it's probably going to be, the odds are going to be so ridiculous. There's only 2 players that I found today that I like. We'll see what the odds are. Aaron Judge to potentially be a play for a home run, taking on Ryan Pepiot. Right-handed batters. Pepiot gives up 3.09 home run per 9 inning, a 10.3 barrel percentage, a 44% hard hit rate, and everything's going for Aaron Judge like you want him. The barrel rate's there, the ISO rate, the hard hits right there. So let's look at what he's done here. So here's his games, his last, last 5 games, 10 hard hits. So you could see, look at those launch angles again. On the number on the top right there, 110 miles per hour, 23 degree launch angle. It's like so close. Even that one that wasn't a hard hit, 74.9, 22%. As you can work down there, you can see there's not a lot of negatives. There's a 15, a 36, a 15, a 39, a 17. So like he is doing what you need to do in that launch angle range that you want to see, where that gives you the best opportunity to hit a home run. You can see how many hard hits he has. His average launch angle all season long in the very, very top, 16%. I mean, he's like, if you're going to hit well into, look at that last one he did, 110 miles an hour. You might only need, that one wasn't a home run at 23, but it might have been a home run at like, say, 20 degrees. And he's, like I said, averaging 16. He's averaging what you need. He's averaging near what you need to hit home runs. So let's look a little closer at the pitch level. Pepiot, four-seam fastball 44% of the time, and he's horrible at it. Just from a batting average perspective, a 89 batting average, 18 at bats, 7 hits, a home run off of that. And then his slider's second pitch in terms of the percent by which he throws it, 14 at bats, 6 hits, of which 3 of those 6 went for home runs. A 429 batting average. You look Judge against the four-seam fastball, the number 1 pitch of Pepio, 12 at bats, 3 hits, a home run. I mean, look at this opportunity here. I love this opportunity. It's Aaron Judge, okay? We know what he can do. If they're going to pitch to him, he's going to be able to hit a home run. That's the thing. A lot of times they've been kind of getting around him, but he's been getting a lot of hits. I think his last game on the 19th, he had 3 hits. So, one of these times he's going to launch one for a home run. And will it be today? I don't know. Will it be on the 20th is what I'm trying to say. We don't know. Maybe. I don't know what the odds are yet, but they're probably not going to be too enticing. We'll put it that way. The risk reward might not be what you would want it to be. I mean, we kind of know how he's priced if you kind of look every once in a while, but you never know. We'll see. In the morning, I'll put in the pinned comment my official plays. So let's quickly just get to the weather for all the people that like to know about the weather here. Let's get right to that. All right, here's the weather here. Here's half of them. You could see there's some nasty games. So there's some opportunities that just couldn't bring guys to the table because we can't be betting into that kind of situation. So you could see here the list and then the rest of them right here and more nasty. Look at this. So there's not too many that were, worthy to kind of look into. Like I said, the Yankees, Tampa Bay with the Judge in that game, only a -11. That doesn't scare me away. It's not a -40 like it is in Kansas City at Detroit game. So, and then Buxton's only a -6, Minnesota at Atlanta. So that's why those two made the short list, because they were in a weather conducive game, if that even makes sense. A game conducive for home runs, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So that's it. I'll put my official plays in the pinned comments in the morning of April 20th. And that's about it. We'll leave it right there. I absolutely love every single one of you guys, and I'll just talk to you guys tomorrow.